Hi. Trust your intuition. You may have heard that a time or two. I know I've definitely heard it a time or two when they're just like, oh no, it's fine. Just trust your intuition. You'll know what to do. But what if you don't know what that feels like? What if you don't even know what your intuition feels like in your own physical body? It's not so far-fetched. From when we are little to wherever you are now in this 3D realm, however long you've been on this earth, there have been things that have told you not to trust your intuition. Expectations. I shouldn't actually say that because what if that hurts that person's feelings, even though it's a healthy boundary for you? I should, for example, when we're kids, no, go hug your uncle. No, I don't want to. Go hug your uncle. I don't want to. I'm not comfortable with him. Yet you're forced to do it anyway. So you're forced to go against your own wisdom in that moment. So you might not know what your intuition feels like anymore. So what is even intuition? Right? I looked it up because I'm all about the definitions. I love words. And I'm all about the definitions because then I like looking at them and being like, is that really what it's like? Or how can we tweak it a little bit more, right? So the couple of definitions I found were the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. So you just know it. It's right there. Quick and ready insight was another one. Knowledge or conviction gained by intuition, which made me laugh because they used the word you're looking up in the definition. Knowledge from an ability to understand or know something immediately based on your feelings rather than facts. So feelings, that one, okay, talks about feelings. Are they talking about, I feel sad, I feel angry? Those can be indicators of intuition. Or you have a sensation within your body, a feeling within your body. So I have to admit something here of how I gained my intuition. So intuition is like a tool. It's like anything else. You learn what it feels like in your body through the use of possibly another activity or another, trigger's not the right word that I'm looking for, but another association to learn what that feels like in your body, right? It's kind of like, I was equating it to this when I was out walking today, that it's kind of like when to draw the human figure, and before you mess with it, before you're able to adjust proportions and stuff like that, you have to learn how to draw it as it is. Same thing with baking and cooking. I always go from a recipe at first. If I have any recipe, I try it out, and then I'm like, oh, now I know how I can change things to make it still taste good, or draw things so it still looks pleasing to the eye, even though I've messed with proportions. So it's kind of like learning what your intuition feels like before you can adjust how you tune into that. It's finding one way to learn, that's how it feels in my body. And then you just kind of know, and you'll know then if it changes positions, which I will explain, and changes positions. So right, I was going to admit something. So how I learned how to really tune into my intuition. I'm now at this space where it feels like a little like funk. Like if something is like hitting, but it's like a heavy something. And I feel that in my head. And it's literally like something's there and then it just kind of goes gunk. Sometimes I feel it in my gut, but my knowing comes from in my skull, in this region up in here. It's not my mind, because my mind is not in this at all. It's literally just this sensation. It's almost like the sphenoid bone, the butterfly bone that is up in there, kind of goes gunk, and it's like giving me my yes. But I discovered my yes. You might have seen people in the stores muscle testing when they're looking for food. And they might be like holding on to something and then, okay, I need you to push down on my arm. And if you're holding on to it and the person pushes down on your arm and you get weaker, energetically that thing is not for you right now. It doesn't mean forever. Maybe just today you don't need bananas, but tomorrow your body's gonna be like, give me all the bananas, right? Because we're changing, we're shifting all the time. Our right, or what is right for us, changes from moment to moment and can change from moment to moment. So I used to be that person that you would see muscle testing in the stores. But I learned how to do it kind of sneaky. So I wouldn't do that, here, press on my arm. There's a way to do muscle testing that you can't really see. And I mean, you don't have to do muscle testing in the store. You can do it in your house. You can do it wherever, right? But it helps you learn your intuition. So basically, you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and you hold whatever it is that you're testing at first. We're going to start with holding something, okay? A thing, an object. Is this pen the right color for me? Whatever. Is this apple what I need right now? You hold it at your dantian. So this is right down here. This is your power center, your belly button, right? Your belly button, or a little bit lower, above your pubic bone, below your belly button. And you hold it right there. And you stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and you ask the question, is this right for me? And you'll either move forward or you'll slightly move backwards, okay? Forward or backwards. Now, one part I forgot to mention is before you do this, ask the question while you're not holding anything, show me my yes. Some people, their yes is forward. Some people, their yes is back. My yes is forward. So much so that sometimes when I hold something that's right for me, I propel myself forward. So the reason you're going to start doing this testing is because this is how you're going to tune into your intuition, right? And it's easy to do in the store because literally you're holding a product and you're like, oh yeah. And it just looks like you're kind of like contemplating buying the product or not, right? Or you can practice at home. But you want to start with a thing. And then once you've learned, okay, this is kind of what it feels like, this thing, I kind of already know, and you'll notice, register where in your body. So first you're noticing the forward and back, and then notice that sensation that's in your body. Then you're going to move on to placing your hands on your dantian and thinking of something. Maybe there is a new job that you're looking at, or you're contemplating going out on a date with somebody, or what's the next step in your path? Is this the right next step? Yes or no. They have to be yes or no questions. Yes or no. And same thing, your body will move forward or back. And you'll slowly be training your intuition because you'll be like, oh, this is what that feels like when it's a yes or a no. Then listen to this. So like I said, mine in my head is funk. So the first step is learning what your intuition feels like. The second is to trust it. Listen, then trust. Now to trust your intuition, test yourself in areas where you already know the answer. Or you have no question about that's what I'm going to do. Feel how that feels within your body. My other favorite suggestion is spend a day just following your intuition, or how about a week? See what happens. See the doors that open up. See the paths that become available to you from you following your intuition. One day. What's 24 hours of, you know what? I intuitively feel like I need to do this right now. This doesn't feel right to me. Start listening and trusting. Listen and then trust. Those two activities, muscle testing to learn what feels right for you is, and that will help you tone up to your intuition of feeling what that I trust this feels like within your body. And then move into things, activities, doing in that one day of following your intuition. What feels right? When somebody asks you, don't question it. What's your first response inside? Maybe filtered a little bit to make sure it's the right wording, but that's okay. Not right wording, but wording that might be appropriate for the situation. Okay, thoughts for today. I'd love to hear what you think. How have you gained your intuition? How do you tap into your intuition? Okay, so much love and Stardust.